So imagine playing a video game with like infinite levels. You just grind and grind, but there is no final boss.
Right, you never actually win.
Exactly. And that is how so many of us treat our personal or, spiritual growth. We treat it as this exhausting, endless upward climb.
It's a game designed to frustrate you.
Yeah, so today we are taking a deep dive into Mohammed Alamassi's philosophical book, The End of Evolution. And our mission is to figure out how to stop playing a game we just can't win. So what does this all mean?
Well, if the goal of your own personal evolution is forever postponed, because society says there is always a higher level ahead of you,
Which there always is, right?
right, then the meaning of your existence is just permanently suspended in some endless future.
Yeah.
Alamassi points out that this continuous infinite change without a finish line, it eventually exhausts our very identity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we basically burn out because we're chasing a horizon that just constantly recedes.
Which makes total sense when you look at modern hustle culture. You get the promotion, but instantly you're stressing about the next one.
Yep, it never stops.
But if that finish line is just a mirage, maybe we've been looking in the wrong direction entirely. I mean, where did this climb even start?
So what's fascinating here is Alamassi's concept of ousia.
Yeah.
It's an ancient Greek term he uses to describe our indeterminate origin.
Like our primordial consciousness.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
But it is crucial to understand that ousia is not, nothingness.
Right.
It's not just an empty void.
Right.
It is a state of pure, boundless possibility.
Yeah.
Think of it like the number 0 in mathematics. 0 isn't nothing. It is the absolute potential from which all positive and negative numbers can emerge.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because for a lot of people, the idea of returning to this unformed origin, like going back to 0, that triggers some major existential dread.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if we eventually return to this origin, do we just die? Is our identity wiped out? I mean, what actually happens to us?
Well, it's not annihilation. Alamassi uses a really great analogy in the text for this. Think of a wave crashing back into the ocean. The wave loses its temporary individual form, sure, but the water itself, the actual substance of existence, remains entirely intact within the larger body.
It just goes back into the whole.
Exactly. You aren't losing your existence. You are simply relinquishing the temporary boundaries that made your specific limited experience possible.
Oh, I see. So instead of just vanishing, is it more like melting down a gold ring?
Yes.
It loses the specific shape of the ring, but the gold itself, like the pure value and substance, is completely intact.
That is a perfect way to look at it. The form changes, but the essence is preserved.
So if returning to the origin isn't just a grim end, but actually a release of those temporary boundaries, then existence can't be this exhausting straight line.
No, it has to be a cycle.
Right.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this is what Alamassi calls the loop model. It maps out existence in 4 distinct stages.
Which are?
Emergence, complexity, disintegration, and return. We emerge from possibility, right? And we build complex structures and relationships.
But eventually, those structures enter a phase of disintegration.
Right, and they return to the origin.
But wait, isn't disintegration a bad thing? I mean, we're usually taught that becoming more complex and advanced is the ultimate goal.
Well, we often assume complexity is inherently superior, but that's where the underlying mechanisms matter. When a system becomes too complex, think of a giant bloated corporation.
Oh, right.
It requires massive, unsustainable amounts of energy just to maintain itself. That complexity actually leads to extreme fragility.
Wow, okay.
So disintegration is actually a necessary relief valve. It breaks down that unsustainable bloat so the energy can be recycled back into something stable, preserving the equilibrium of the whole.
Here's where it gets really interesting for you listening right now. If you apply this to your own life, it is incredibly liberating.
It really frees you.
Yeah, it means you don't have to endlessly evolve or constantly acquire more knowledge or money or status to have value. True maturity isn't about anxious, perpetual climbing.
No, it's about dynamic balance. It's about deeply understanding your present state rather than dreading that you aren't doing enough.
This loop model completely frees you from that modern anxiety of falling behind.
Because the value of your life isn't judged by reaching some permanently higher future state that doesn't actually exist.
Right.
It is judged by the density and richness of your temporary present experiences.
You aren't just grinding away at infinite video game levels anymore. The experience itself is the point.
Absolutely.
And I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over today. If returning to the origin means losing our individual boundaries to merge back into boundless possibility,
Yeah.
Could it be that our deepest moments of human connection, when you completely lose your sense of self in love or art or nature,
Oh, wow.
are actually brief, living previews of that final return to Uzia?